Welcome, wonderful viewers. It's another beautiful episode of the Step TV show, and today on my seat is one of Ghana's wonderful veteran actors. His name is Mr. Sam Adjetefio, aka Uncle T. And so we are going to talk to Uncle T about how life has treated him all the way to his current status. My name is Barbara Jimai Prempe, and this is the Step TV show. Uncle T. Uncle T, how do you do?
How do you do? Let me correct something before we go.
Okay.
If you add Mr.,
okay,
then it means I am too old. But I believe that I'm quite young. I am, shall I say, an old young man.
Okay.
All right? So simply say Sam Adjetefio.
Sam Adjetefio.
Right.
Okay, so today on my seat is Sam Adjetefio.
Yeah, that Uncle T is okay.
Uncle T is okay. Yeah. Uncle T, anyway, yeah. we actually moved to you because we wanted to have a conversation with you about life in totality. Like, how has life treated you? I mean, let's talk about
life. There's been a whole lot of ups and downs in my life. I've not had it easy, considering the fact that my parents were divorced before I knew my own name. So you can imagine, very young, they were divorced before I knew my name. So that meant that, I understand my younger brother, he came after me. He spent only 2 weeks here on earth and then called it quits. And then the marriage broke. So I grew up with my mother. I mean,
the only kid.
No, my mother had other children.
Okay.
Between my father and my mother, I'm the only one.
Okay.
But my father had other children. I mean, he has other children, and my mother too has other children. So me, I'm in the middle. I have paternal siblings and then maternal siblings. But me, I'm single number. Right. So that's how I grew up. And I've had my share of truancy, you know, juvenile, how do they tell it? Juvenile delinquency. Yeah, mboko fine. Because where I grew up, la down, what can show na, ya name po anunu wa. Okay, sure now I can't go for within 5-6 minutes and can't sure now. No, I was most of the time at the beach. Yes, I was going to school, all right, but trust me, Kobo, but through this all, my teachers realized something, that I had brains. Brains, I had them plenty.
Academically?
Academically, wow. And so whenever I did something, they never spared me. They lashed me. If Cain would kill somebody, I would have been dead long ago. Believe me. I've been through a whole lot of schools. Laboni Primary School, when it was started. It started from Otwe, and then we were living in some people's houses, and then before it came to its present, and then Kobo continued. So I stopped school. Then I found myself at Africa Unity Primary School. No, what you call a culture from the school. Then from there, at least because of the cane, because I remember one teacher, we call him Master Mahama. That man, I tell you, He's one teacher I've never forgotten. And I'd always pray that one day, when I had money, I would meet him and then give him some money. That man lashed me, Kenny. Look, we'll do mental, and I'll score 8 over 10. And this man will give me 6 lashes.
So one mistake being 3 lashes?
His reason was, he said, look, your IQ is far above this class. So if there was a way of scoring 15 over 10, that's what you should get.
Okay.
So for him, nothing short of 10 over 10. So 8 over 10, 6 lashes. This man lashed me till I said, oh, Maboko. So I made up my mind that I won't come to school. Unfortunate for me, Culture of Modwade School, African Unity, was close to my house. So this man sent 4 of my friends to the house. Meanwhile, I was enjoying myself on a mango tree. After about 2 hours, I came down. When I got to the house, and then these 4 big boys got out. Oh, I get Charlie Boli, Ike Wakababa. Nyakala ke. You know him. He said, if we can't find you, then we should not come to
back.
school. So I was supposed to go and wear my school uniform. Well, just when we were about 100 meters to the school, then one said, Charlie, stop. He held my nose. Oh, what is the meaning of this? He said, we should bring you by the nose. Oh! So they pulled me by my nose like this to the school. And you can imagine it, the whole school was laughing at me.
Oh my God.
When we got there, I'm taking time to say this because that one played a vital role in my life.
Right.
Then the man said, kneel down. After pulling my nose for, kneel down.
So you were not even in a school uniform, you were in a home attire?
No, at that time, hey, I had to go and wear my uniform.
Okay.
So I knelt down. For hours on end, this man won't mind me. Said, Now, our cupboard was on some pieces of block, so it wasn't quite firm. So I said, look, I have to play some trick on this man. Then I hit myself against the cupboard. So when it was dropping, then I got up and held the cupboard like this. Then he looked at me and said, you think you are smart, eh? Then he called the other boy, help him. When we put the cupboard back, he said, kneel down. Oh. After all said and done, this man gave me 6 lashes. Hey! I was sitting at the back. So he would begin, 1 + 1 minus this, blah, 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 blah. By the time he got to me, I had answered. And he said, okay. Then he brought me. I was sitting right in front of him. Hey! So every question, first thing, you will see the cane hovering over my head like this. Hey! I took so many canes. Then I said, look, if you can't beat them, then join them. So now, whenever he started, then I'll open my eyes, like looking straight into his eyes and then his mouth. The moment he finished, I called the answer. You see the kid like this. I became extra brilliant. Master Mahama. If he's not dead, wherever he is, may God bless him.
God bless him.
Yeah. And then from there, I proceeded to the then Labade Anglican Middle Mixed School. Okay. Yeah.
Where you read?
Middle Mixed School.
So our current JHS.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, JHS. And then again, I was shining because where I was, African Unity prefect. I don't know which school office I had not held apart from dining hall prefect and because I had never been to a boarding house, so definitely bellboy, name them, section leader, this, that, I have held all those positions. In secondary school, Holy Trinity Cathedral Secondary School, The then headmaster, the founding headmaster actually, the late Mr. E.F. Lane, at a point he said if it were possible, he would have made me the senior boys prefect. I was in Form 1.
Wow.
How possible? This man said if it were possible, he would have made me the senior boys prefect.
Was it because you were extra brilliant? Or there was something about you?
I would write an essay, and then the English mistress would call me to come and read it to the senior.
Wow.
It was nye or time minyanukwa. And this is where, please, let me sound a word of caution to teachers. Sometimes, by doing this sort of thing, letting some students, especially from junior class, come to the senior class to come and read, to sort of shame the senior ones is a very, very terrible thing. Because, please, listen to me. The children, as you see them, some of them, so you let the child go and read, and I tell you, you expose the child to all these things. So spiritual attacks, I've had them plenty. I'll tell you.
Come to that.
So please, teachers, no, don't expose children, brilliant children, to this sort of thing. We had one girl, she would never show you her classwork. And ever, one pomegbe. She said, even if a teacher asks you to go and do your correction, looking on her, she would never give her book to you. They got to a point, sicknesses, look at this place. This place had been cut twice.
Wow.
Yes, I've been to operation twice, this place. All of a sudden, something began growing from there. I said, what is this?
That was during your high school days?
Yes, 72. That's when it began, when all these things started. And then tell you what, Holy Trinity Cathedral Secondary School was in its 4th year. We were the 4th generation. Now, when we got to the school, nobody had ever been given scholarship. Note, it was a private school.
Private school, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, one day, I was called to the office. The head teacher called me and said I should bring my father. What was the case? Said the church had decided to give me a scholarship on account of my performance. Right. So I called my father, we went. My father was very happy, we were many. And so if one had got scholarship, so he was very happy. We went, and yeah, he was told that he was giving a letter to that effect. Then it was announced at assembly that when we went the first time, we were about 100 candidates. And we had the entrance exam, and I topped. Then we were put into 3 different classes from 1A, B, and C. And after the first term too, I topped all 3 classes.
Wow.
So that made them, the founding headmaster made this special appeal in the church. Again, I will be in the school, then somebody will come. Then I'll be called. Hey, Tande. What I should know about scholarship, I go.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm saying this so you know we've not had it easy. When this thing went on, right after I completed the first year, then this thing started. Me, I hardly fell sick in those days. Now, sicknesses upon sicknesses. From Form 2 to Form 5. Look, I could read a 350-page novel from 6 a.m. to 12 noon, finish. But you let me take a textbook within 15 minutes, everything correct.
Wow.
We've been through things. It's the Lord God Almighty.
Right.
If today I am alive, it is the Lord God Almighty. From my childhood, because He knew what I was coming to do for Him. Exactly. So God had been my protector, my support, my everything, my life till today. And that is why so many people have made attempts at my life. Some are dead, they are gone. And some who are still trying. Recently, some people had the audacity to put it on social media that I should rest in peace, that I was dead. They don't know I'm a lanche.
Exactly.
But I wasn't surprised because about 5 years ago, me boy like and passion. Moko leke a non-dead body your mortuary. Moko leke nani ngbo na chimie na kan the truck no e kolebu. All sorts of stories. No, I went to TV3. One security lady saw me. Hi, Adjetefio. And I transition. Ninkaga said, "Oh, please, stand. I'm not a ghost. I know what people have been saying. I'm not dead. This is Sam Adjetefio."
But Uncle T, what do you think could make people circulate such news? I mean, what was it? Was it after a taxi driver? Or?
Oh, no. Taxi driver was nowhere close at all. Oh, no, mention taxi driver kra. Bako min kra. Now,
Uncle T, let's go on a quick commercial break. Okay, wonderful viewers, we'll go on a quick commercial break. We'll be right back after this. Please don't go away.
Every journey begins with a step.
The Step TV show.
Do you want to be an achiever like these men and women in our society? I am talking about successful individuals who have worked hard in their fields of endeavor. Through their stories, they inspire and motivate. They emphasize on determination and hard work.
Join me, Barbara Jemai-Prempeh, as I engage these personalities to tell us how they started all the way to their current status.
Stay tuned in to the Step TV show to be educated, entertained, encouraged, and guided in achieving your goals.
Welcome back, viewers. If you just tuned in, this is the Step TV show, and on my seat is Sam Adjetefio, aka Uncle T. Uncle T, now let's go to taxi driver. So from Holy Trinity to training college, or and then so how did this whole taxi driver thing begin?
Okay, let me give you a backdrop. Coming to taxi driver. When I was senior boys prefect at La Anglican, the then Labadi Anglican Middle School, there was an occasion where there was a PTA meeting, and then we needed to entertain the parents. But there was a ban on drumming and dancing, as you well know, the Ghana. Then the head teacher approached me, said, "Adjete, how do we entertain the parents? Can you come up with something?" At that time, I was 18 years old. And I said, okay, well, we'll try something. And then I called a few of the children. I didn't have time to write script, but everything was in my head. So I said, you say this. You two say this. When it was going, I said, fine. You didn't say it right. I said, stop, no. So we did a whole lot of things, and I realized that it was okay. Then came the day, and we performed, and the parents were overjoyed. Episode 2, the same thing, history repeated itself when I was in secondary school. Again, I was senior boys prefect. Again, there was ban on drumming and dancing. Again, the school asked one of the teachers to call me and then talk to me. So they called me, yes, Charlie, there is a ban on drumming and dancing, and we're going to have visitors, a school's speech and prize giving day. So what do we do? And I said, okay, well, we'll see what could be done. So with my previous experience, again, I called the Form 1, Form 2, and Form 3 students, because the Form 4 and then Form 5, they were busy. And you know, like the Shakespearean times, there were no stage build-ups. I mean, it was open, but you had to imagine.
Right.
And so I did the same thing. So I imagined that I was in a bathroom shaving, and then I heard one boy whistling through the window for, that is to one of my children, my daughters, and I got out with my face half in shaving cream and all that. And at that time, the guest of honor was the then British High Commissioner to Ghana, Mr. Frank Mills. I've never forgotten his name. And then he was then the parents. Now, after the whole thing, he being the guest speaker, when he was asked to give his speech, the man didn't talk about anything except my play.
Wow.
He talked and talked and talked about the play. And then about a week or so later, the then acting head called me. And she said, congratulations. The British High Commissioner had written to congratulate you on the success of your play.
Wow.
Congratulations. It's a feather in your cap. I said, thank you. I was happy that it's gone that far. Right. Later on, before one of the children called me, he said, oh, senior, so we told with you when the money came, you pocketed. I said, what money? He said, we heard that the British High Commissioner gave you some. I said, me? Not even one cedi. So the money came and then the school sat on it.
Sat on it.
And then they said, congratulations. I say, you. So that is, by the way, where acting came into. Now, before, I was in training college, and then I happened to run into these boys. At that time, Idi Koko and a few friends, they were organizing themselves into a drama group, and then I joined them, and then they were going to GBC for TV theater, and then they had this Amma Welbeck, that is the director, and so I got there, and then one day we were rehearsing. There's something about me. Whenever rehearsals were going on, you would think I'm not paying attention, but no. I'll be listening to everything. Now, there were other people too rehearsing, so my eyes were, one eye was there, and then one eye was there, and then the man got angry. What do you mean? Look, I'm talking to you, and then you are looking elsewhere. Come on, give me my script. I didn't talk. I just handed the script over to him, and then left the place and went and stood beside the account drama people. That was the end at GBC. About 2 weeks later, I had gone on part-time, that is after training college, after school, I would go to Osu to teach part-time at least. Yeah. I came, and then my wife told me Idi Koko and a certain man were here. And then they said I should give you this, that tomorrow they are coming to shoot. I got home about 10 p.m. Then I looked at the thing, I said, oh, and I threw it somewhere. I made up my mind that after some time, I will get up early and then read through. I slept. When I woke up at about 6 a.m., I said, yeah. So quickly, I had to go see one of our teachers to ask permission. I went and sought permission, and then I went, and then it was between me and Idi Koko. So I went to the house, and I said, Charlie, let's rehearse. We went through the script, line upon we got the lines. Let me tell you, you young ones coming, the hallmark of any good actor is whenever you get your script, Learn your lines and get them at your fingertips. That's the first thing. Get your lines, and then the acting, when it's coming, to come naturally. But if you don't learn your lines, and then here was the camera director, you get confused. You struggle between getting your lines and then acting. And so you come out a robot. You can't act properly. That's by the way. Now let's go.
So you went to ask permission from the
Good. I asked permission from the lady. And then went and then rehearsal. We went through thoroughly, me and Idikoko. You know what? We fell asleep.
After the rehearsal? After
the rehearsal. Now, we were told the man said he will be there at 9 a.m. Oh, we were fast asleep. Around 11 before they came. The man just wouldn't talk to me. Stone face.
So is it that he still had an issue with you?
Exactly.
But why did he bring the script to you?
I'll tell you. Probably people will say, pin como. So we went. The man didn't talk to me. He didn't rehearse us.
He started rolling.
When we got there, he said, yes. He asked Idikoko about the location. Idikoko took us there. We shot it at Medina. He said, yes. Yes. Action. My first move. Then the man said, cut. Give me that shot. Give me that shot again. I want that shot. I want that shot. After the whole thing, the man said, he took me to some bar. He said, what will you drink? What
will you drink?
What will you drink? Be serious. The man didn't tell me why he did all that. It was later he told Idikoko. And he said, in his life as a director at GBC, nobody had ever handed the script to him the way I did when he asked for it. So he wanted to find out what stuff I was made of. And then he realized that, yes, I knew who I was. That was why I didn't talk. I just...
So, Uncle T, does that mean sometimes, I mean, to the actors and actresses out there, does that mean sometimes you shouldn't really kowtow to whatever thing the director says?
No, if you know you are right and you have not offended anybody, and the person says, come on, if you don't do this, I'll kick you out of the production. Yes, sir. And leave. You know
what you're made of.
Exactly. Mr. Welbeck Amma came, and there he said, yeah, I now know what this man, we became friends.
Okay. So that's where Taxi Driver started?
No. Oh, not you, for one way. And then this thing went on. That was how I got into TVT. Now they began showcasing me on television. Right. Then sometime I got a role, and the man who was behind Ultimate Paradise at that time.
At that time, yes.
Now, that was my first shot at Ultimate Paradise, and even before I had it, it was a tug of war. It took something before that man gave me the role. Now we were shooting that role, that piece, in Kojo de Manier's house in Tama. And then here was this young man. He had died, he said,
Red.
From London, and he came and squatted and he was looking at us. That was Emmanuel Appiah Jr.
Okay.
The one who later became the writer-director of Taxi Driver.
Okay.
So I'm telling you how it started.
Okay.
Good. Now this gentleman squatted and was looking at us. After that, he went and told the director, Wallace Bampo Addo of blessed memory, that, hey, this guy could handle bigger roles. They understand the man told you don't know him. And then I was in the house when this young man found my house and came and handed me over a script. That was my first shot at Ghanaian movies.
Okay.
Killing Me Softly.
Right, I remember that.
You remember
yes.
that, bro. And then he told me that the producer had wanted to give the role to somebody. But he said, no, Charlie, I'm giving you somebody. I'm giving you this man, Sam Adjetefio. Okay. Then, how much will you take? I said, 1 million. So what? That was the producer. But you, who knows you? Nobody knows you. I said, Bleo. Baby, how much will you pay me? He said, 500. I said, okay. Now,
just
after
50 cedis today.
500. Again, I didn't know how to drive. They gave me a 4x4, and I had to learn how to drive on the set.
Instantly.
In Chile, I said, in Nala, no, na shark be na pegani. I tell you, Charlie, now we've done it. This producer came to my house and they said, oh, please, sorry. We have cheated you. We should have paid you even more than what you asked for in the first place. But don't worry. The second time we'll make it up to you. I say, that second time never came. I was in the house again, then Emmanuel Appiah came. He said, Sam, Charlie, there's this new production. Taxi driver. Do you feel up to it? I was going to be the taxi driver. Note, at that time, I didn't know how to drive. But I told him, yeah, let's give it a try.
You didn't know how to drive?
I didn't know how to drive. And I was told I was going to drive the taxi.
The taxi.
But I told him, yeah, let's give it a try.
So Emmanuel Appiah at that time you didn't know how to drive?
He didn't know. But I told him.
Told him.
But I said, don't worry, we'll give it a try.
Right.
Yeah.
So it means no matter what comes to you, you have to give it a try.
And then from that time, anytime I bought a trotro, I would sit behind the driver and be watching him how he was shifting the gears, and sometimes I would sit in the front seat, taxi, I was doing that. And then the man who sold the car we used for the taxi, the man who sold it to the company, one day he picked me up and said, Titi, let's go for a ride. Then he showed me, see, if you are going to start a car, this is how you do it. And then look at my feet on the pedals, that's the accelerator, the clutch and all that. He took me down. Then Emmanuel Appiah also. Then, you know, I quite remember my first time when they were going to shoot Taxi Driver. I was turning the wheel like this. Boo, 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 boo. Then Emmanuel Appiah walked to say, you know, Sam, when you're actually driving, the steering wheel is fairly stable. So you don't go like I said, okay, thank you, sir. Now, he would tell me, you know, when you hear action, it means you start. Now you start the car as I've taught you. I say, okay. Now, when you drive to that point and you hear cut, it means you stop and then come back. I say, yes, sir. Okay. Sam, get ready. I said, okay. Action. Cut. Gear. Then I'll go far. You know why?
Why?
Because that was the time for me to practice.
Okay.
Then I will stop and then engage reverse gear. It will then turn. All I was learning. Obana man. Oh yeah, sorry, television. Jamie, nonsense, stupid.
Right.
I tell you, I went on like this. Within a month, I was driving all over Accra.
Wow.
Yeah, I was driving all over Accra. That is how Taxi Driver came into being.
So, how did Taxi Driver change you? I mean, what was the impact of Taxi Driver in your life?
Yeah, I must say that Taxi Driver had done a lot. It has played a predominant role in showcasing me. Yes, there were other productions. For instance, Happy Little Children by the same
Emmanuel.
No. The Ultimate Paradise Man. Welbeck. No, not Welbeck. Wallace Bampuado, yeah. Happy Little Children. That one would have also shot me far, but we did it to some point, and then you had to call it quits. There were other productions too, but they didn't last. But Taxi Driver went the distance. Yeah, it went the distance. And then I must say something for Emmanuel Appiah Jr. You know, he picked us from different groups. He picked, at that time, Papani, the late Mufti Dabre, and Master Richard. They all belonged to one drama group.
Okay.
And so he picked them, and I was from another group. And then he gave us a free hand to do whatever we could do. Now, he told me specifically, Titi, I want you to say this in Ghana. And fortunately and coincidentally, I was a Ghana teacher at Presex Staff Schools then.
Yes, I heard that.
That's St. Andrews. I was the Ghana teacher there. John Law.
So you had power over the language.
Yeah, and more so, I'm from La.
You are from La.
And then when I was given that position, it forced me to start, what do you call it? Research. So I went to BAM Library at the University of Ghana to dig up what I could find some old Ghana books. And trust me, I saw some old books and they were in a cardboard under some cupboard somewhere. But the guy had patience, and then I had to photocopy a whole lot with my money. I photocopied because you will not be allowed to take them. I photocopied them, and I was using them. So I had, shall I say, an informed command over the language. For instance, whereas my counterparts in Akan will say, "Would you wait, Jimmy? We are buak." I'll never say that.
Okay. How are you going to say it?
My guys, oh, no, but I'll contain be. So it was not offensive to any child. The child heard kenke, okomi, etembe. That is the core of your kenke is not well cooked.
Right.
You are not correct upstairs. It's a serious insult if you understand. But then I'll say it in a way you will laugh. And so it wasn't offensive. You are heavy. You are bulujibo. Ona, ke ganyo ke wake ochi. Echuanke kwadonto.
Okay.
O lutomokpin.
Okay.
Onuzi ke ganyo ke wake ochi.
I hear that.
You are stupid. It's a serious insult though.
Okay.
But when I say it, it's not offensive. I mean to the hearer.
Right.
I go, ochi. Oh. Another serious insult. These are all things. And so I said a whole lot of things using idiomatic expressions. And it made the thing very interesting. And Emmanuel Appiah, although he wasn't conversant with Ghana, he was so happy. He said, yeah, Sam, I want you to say it. And then the others too, he allowed them. He gave us a free hand, everybody watched. And that made Taxi Driver very interesting because people came up with whatever they could think of.
And then you had the exposure.
So Taxi Driver actually threw us into the public.
Yeah.
And because it went a long distance, I think we did over 100 episodes or so, getting to about 150 episodes. So people kept seeing my face every week. And so definitely people got used to it.
So how was the feeling like when you were in town and then people were calling you?
Yeah. There is a danger. There is a danger. You realize that people reacted to you in their different ways.
Okay.
Somebody will see you say, oh, Titi, oh, Aiko, that was nice, that was nice, that was nice. I really enjoyed the program. Fine. Another person will call me, Titi would you funo akasa diaka was a wood didn't go oh it's a my yellow song that is his way of interacting with you. I quite remember one morning I was at the office at Asylum Down, our office for rehearsals. And then I saw this car coming. Ooh, they got to where I was standing and then they stopped. Yeah. 2 young boys. And then the driver said, oh, Uncle T, good morning. I said, good morning. The other one in the driver's seat, I'll say this, but please take it out. The other one said, what Titi, on your saw me on.
What was his reason?
Libi man pa e. Nle no ni ke kuane. Mona chon mbi ba ye lonu papo. E jemi kra free libi man pa.
Ni mi no feel.
Ah, ndo mo se ni gbenda. Oh no pa na me fo na mete. Nke ye wa ni na sande nu ni yo mi ne. E femi na pe. Now, that was his way. Later I went back and sat down and thought about the whole thing. Now, that was his way of interacting with me. Some people will see you, they'll be so nice to you. Others will tell you things if you don't take care, you will fight. And then that is where the danger is. The moment you give them pound for pound, you've lost it. Because they are your fans, whether you like it or not.
All right, Uncle T, let's come to our current movie industry. How do you say it? Is everything going the way you wish it would go? Let's talk about it.
I see the Ghana movie industry now. And not only that, but from our sister countries, especially Nigeria. Everything is gone haywire. They've thrown away the ethics of the business. When we started, you know, it has its own culture. There is a culture where you must follow. Now they've thrown everything away. Let me say this. It is never the business of the actor to go and look for his costume. No. But that is what is happening.
It's happening. Very.
You were cast and then you were... In fact, GBC, when we started, they would beg us that, please, you know, we don't have the money, so we beg you, go and look for, let's say you are Asafonupa Ona. So you must be well dressed. No, you have to go look for somebody to beg him to give you his Christmas dress, which wasn't good. And now, non-only according to what the pastors tell us, Solomon Fremo he lamo. Ona.
You can't just go for something.
Who got sure be atadie. Who name sunsumo na e wa atadie no na wa ko she. Abede o ko she wie na una nkwam na mo ma me kwari me pesa. Mo ma me kwam. Mo free ho go. No hold on. Ona. So it wasn't easy. We went through all this, but that should not be the case. Now, you are the producer. You have written your story. You know what you want to see. So you should provide the costume. And this, let me say this for Nyameche, Samuel Nyameche of Miracle Films. Okay. Look, that man would spend quite a fortune on costuming me. I quite remember he bought so many different costumes because he said he had me. He was looking at me in a particular role, that I was a very wealthy man. And that role, and the man, even to the point that he went to Nigeria to buy some costume. Unfortunately, they cheated him, so he didn't get.
And then all the costumes he bought for you later on became yours?
No, mine for all the one was for the wear. Of course, I told him because some actually fitted me well. And I told him, oh, please, if you could even sell them to me, he said no. He is keeping them now. But Samuel Nyameche took acting seriously. And he will spend quite a fortune on costume. Nowadays, especially the Nigerians, they will tell you to go and find your own costume.
It's true.
It is wrong.
It's true.
And all the Ghanaian producers who are copying it, it is wrong. No wonder we are not getting anywhere. Let me say this for Kohansan. I like calling him Kohansan to make him feel young. I've told him, I've said that before. Kohansan would always costume me. I quite remember when we shot Papa Lasisi, where I played that Alataman. The man bought a whole this thing, one full piece of the cloth, and they used it to sew 3-piece this thing for me. That was what I used for the thing. He costumed me. You see, the man is a filmmaker. He understands these things. You have your story. You are looking at this character, and this is how I want the character to look in my film. You don't ask me to go and to provide my own costume. It is wrong. So you producers who are doing that, it is wrong. And that is why you are not getting anywhere. You are not winning any awards. All the awards you are winning are all phony, fake. You don't deserve them because you are doing nothing. You are not doing the right things. Shopping combo.
Uncle T, would like to end here, but before we go, please give us a word of advice. Be the young ones. I mean, considering how young people are leading their lives today and the kind of negative, I mean, taking of trauma, all those negative things. Talk to us. Give us a short advice.
I'll tell you this. Now look straight into my eyes. And remember this. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. In all your ways, acknowledge the Lord God Almighty, your Creator, and he will direct your path. If you learn this, you will never, never, never go wrong in anything you do, and he will protect you always. What did I say? In all your ways, acknowledge him. Whatever you're going to do, see God first. Even you see this lady, ona oto anyese. Nanyo mbo you neke na lepeke chimeke manani ubenani se open ubenani ampa. Ona ke nanyo mbo ken na lepeke ni ihe ojia ni bi ko memfe mi. Onu mi shishi. Tell God that first. Because nibia ni nyomo eba ho abo adwaman, and God doesn't like adwaman. So first tell God that nanyo mbo, whenever I see this lady, me hu ye me zang ona boninchon ni bi ko menye wojian. Nanyo mbo nle akosumo adwaman, you don't like adwaman. So please God, I'm begging you, help me overcome this so that I won't bore adwaman. If you learn to tell God every aspect, everything in your life before doing it, you are okay. The devil will never get you, trust me. And even if you fall, God will raise you. Let me sing you this song. I am a soldier in the army of the Lord. I am a soldier in the army. I am a soldier in the army of the Lord. I am a soldier in the army. When the soldier falls down, boom, boom, in the army of the Lord, he will rise again in the army. When the soldier falls down, boom, boom, in the army of the Lord, he will rise again in the army. Cha, omanyaba.
Yeah. Thank you, wonderful viewers. Thank you so much for watching. In fact, I would want Uncle T to give me the outro, and then the outro I want from Uncle T is the last words he said in his Taxi Driver series. He had some few lines that he used to close the episode, and thank you so much for watching. I mean, Uncle T is going to do the outro for us, but thank you so much for watching. Join us same time next week, and
see ya.
Uncle T, there's a particular line that came before the 360.
Now that I'm on retirement, you pay for it.
I'll pay for it.
Okay. You know, you can't pay me my can. In case you need a taxi, I day here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 1/4 days in a year, 366 days in a leap year. See.
Yeah.